This is a duplicate Apple Pencil that I got off of Amazon for around 20 bucks. But this is not a review video. If you want an actual review of this pencil, then I highly recommend you check out this other video right here. In this other video, I compared this pencil to the actual official Apple Pencil and discussed the features of each one and which one would be better for you depending on what kind of person you are. Is one better than the other, etc. So if you're looking for a cheaper pencil, then I highly recommend you watch that video first before watching this one if you haven't already. There will be a link to that video in the description and the pinned comment. So anyways, if this is not a review, then what is this? So the thing is, I made that review video almost 2 whole years ago. I thought it was a great pencil and many others did as well. But can a cheap pencil like this really last for this long? I mean, something like this should only last a few months, right? Not 2 years. Well, that's what we're going to find out. In my review video, I said that this was absolutely worth it. So now let's find out if it's still worth it in 2023. So let's test the writing quality on the standard notes app for the iPad, just like I did before. And lo and behold, it's exactly the same. You can see the ink appearing on the screen at the same time the pencil is touching the screen, so it's still very responsive. Let's just do some quick scribbles here. Everything is very smooth, fast, and quite fluid. Basically exactly the same as when I first tested it. Another thing is, in my review video, I briefly mentioned that this came with free tips that you could replace. But let me tell you, since the day I filmed that scene, I have not seen that pack of tips at all. I just didn't need them. I've read that it's generally good to switch out the tips once every 2 years, or even earlier than that if you use it a lot. And I use my pencil a lot, as you will see later. And I just don't see that it's worn down at all. It's still responsive, it's still smooth, it's not rough, it's fine. I really don't want my words to backfire, but I can confirm that as of right now, there is nothing wrong with it. On my review video back then, I said that 1 hour of charge equals 10 hours of usage, because that's what it said on the Amazon description at the time. But in my experience, it's actually way faster than that. On average, it takes about 20 minutes or so, and the charge lasts for weeks. I charge it maybe once every 2 months, and I use this a lot, so that's a huge win. I also want to clarify one mistake I made in the other video. So I said this. And boom, that blue light means it's on and it's ready to connect through Bluetooth. Okay, so I had a little misunderstanding at the time. You don't actually need Bluetooth to use the pencil. This is because the instruction manual that it came with briefly mentions something about Bluetooth, but that's about something completely different and not important. And the thing is, I thought it was important, and I thought that's actually how you connect the pencil. I was rushing to make the video at the time, and I was brand new to the whole pencil thingy, so I kind of misread and misspoke. I also found it kind of hard to believe you wouldn't need Bluetooth in the first place, so I just said you do. But here is proof I have the pencil on. I'm going to turn Bluetooth off, and you can see it still works. This is great so you don't have to worry about the hassle of connecting and disconnecting via Bluetooth, or have your battery drain faster or anything. Literally all you have to do is simply tap the top of the pencil and start. That's it. Simple. Sorry for not saying this clearly before. So how has this thing lasted for this long? Let me give you an idea of what exactly I use this for. Alright, so fun fact, I am a college student, and almost all of my classes are very heavily into the digital ecosystem. All of our notes, assignments, and most exams are digital. And I have class every day for many hours a day. So I'm using this thing a lot, whether I like it or not. And sometimes I really don't like taking digital notes. In some cases, I'd rather use a real pencil on a real paper in a real notebook. It just feels more real to me and makes it easier for me to remember the stuff I wrote. It's also a lifelong habit, so. That being said, 90% of my notes are still digital, just because they have to be. But sometimes I still like to write in the notebook just to keep the old tradition alive, and also it helps me. Sorry, I know I detoured there for a bit, but I just thought it's worth a mention. Besides that boring stuff, I also like to do digital art. I draw a lot more on paper, but I certainly do digital ones too, as you can see. Along with that, I also do some basic photo editing, like cutouts and simple adjustments, stuff like that. I'm just telling you guys all this stuff so you can understand exactly how much I use this pencil and if any of this relates to you in how you would use it, just for reference. And now for the one single negative thing that I found. So if you look closely here, you can see a tiny little gray mark on the base of the tip. Under light, it looks like a shiny silver. Basically, the white coating of the pencil kinda chipped off. But I'm not going to blame the $25 durability on this because it's kind of my fault. So what happened was, I go to class every day and I keep the pencil on the magnetic storage thingy on my iPad. And you know, life happens sometimes and it just rolled off the table a few times by mistake. And it landed on those typical tiled floors that you would see in schools. It never landed on concrete or anything, which is why I underestimated it and didn't take it very seriously. But of course, you know, wear and tear is a thing. It's not like the official Apple Pencil is any better. So unfortunately, those few tumbles over these past 2 years resulted in this. But it's really not that bad because when I hold the pencil, you can't even see it. But this is more of an appearance issue. As you saw, the actual quality of the pencil is still exactly the same as it has been since day one. That is what really matters. And my conclusion is, it is still worth it in 2023. If you're looking for a long-lasting, cheap Apple Pencil alternative, you should absolutely definitely go for this. If you want to know more about it and how it works and how it would compare to a real Apple Pencil, again, check out my review video, because that goes way more in depth than I did in this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Bye!